Hampton Grove, Pennsylvania, located 28 miles northwest of Philadelphia, was the home of 38-year-old Vanessa Coleman, her husband Tyrone Coleman, and their family. They resided in a $485,000 two-story colonial house at 1542 Oakwood Drive. The Colemans symbolized what many perceived as the American dream. Vanessa, who moved to the area in 2008, had built a successful career as a business consultant. In 2012, she founded VJ Consulting Group, a company specializing in corporate security and risk management. By 2017, her annual income exceeded $380,000, enabling her to provide a comfortable lifestyle for their 3 children: Marcus, 15, Jasmine, 12, and Kevin, 8. Tyrone, aged 41, operated Fresh Cuts, a barbershop at 238 Main Street, which brought in about $65,000 annually. The couple met in 2001 while attending Temple University, where Vanessa was completing her criminology degree. They married in 2004 and eventually moved into their substantial home in the Willow Creek subdivision. Their house, with 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, and a recently renovated 3-car garage, became a symbol of their achievements. Vanessa's financial foresight included a $700,000 life insurance policy established in 2015 through MedLife, initially naming Tyrone as the beneficiary. On June 29, 2017, Vanessa returned home from a business meeting at the Hampton Grove Marriott. Security footage captured her entering the house wearing a navy business suit and carrying her laptop bag. That evening, the children were staying with their grandmother, Martha Jackson, at her home on Pine Street. Later, Tyrone called 911 to report a home invasion. When police arrived, they found Vanessa unconscious in the master bedroom with a fatal gunshot wound to the head. Ballistics identified the weapon as a .40 caliber Smith & Wesson handgun. At the scene were Tyrone, Vanessa's brother Darnell Jackson, 35, and Jerome Washington, 39, a family friend and barbershop customer. The 3 men claimed a masked intruder wearing black clothing and size 11 Nike Air Max shoes forced them to lie face down in the garage. However, forensic analysis found several inconsistencies. Despite valuables being visible, nothing was stolen, and there were no signs of forced entry. The security system had been deactivated using the correct code. Moreover, none of the men sustained injuries during the supposed violent encounter. Vanessa Jackson Coleman was born on March 15, 1979 in Bellwood, a working-class neighborhood in Hampton Grove. She was the oldest of 3 children raised in a modest 3-bedroom home. Her father worked as a maintenance supervisor and her mother ran a daycare. Vanessa learned the importance of hard work early, often helping her mother with the business. After graduating high school in 1997 with a 3.9 GPA, she worked multiple jobs to fund her education at Temple University. Balancing full-time studies with jobs at a security firm and Walmart, Vanessa maintained a spot on the dean's list for 6 consecutive semesters. In 2001, while working as a campus security guard, she met Tyrone, a part-time barber student. After earning her criminology degree in 2004, Vanessa joined Global Tech Security Solutions, advancing from entry-level analyst to senior consultant over 8 years. Her salary grew from $42,000 to $125,000, and she earned accolades for her innovative approach to security. In 2012, Vanessa used $50,000 in savings to establish VJ Consulting Group, quickly building a client base of 27 businesses across Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Meanwhile, Tyrone opened Fresh Cuts in 2006 with a $75,000 loan co-signed by Vanessa. Despite its prime location, the business struggled financially, barely making $65,000 annually. Financial records later revealed Tyrone had accrued $45,000 in credit card debt and taken out $115,000 in payday loans by 2016, unbeknownst to Vanessa. In January 2017, Vanessa discovered text messages revealing Tyrone's affair with Tiffany Martinez, a 28-year-old receptionist. Bank records showed he spent $122,000 on luxury restaurants and hotels with Tiffany over 6 months, including $3,500 at a jewelry store and trips to Atlantic City. Although Vanessa consulted a divorce attorney, she ultimately chose to stay for the children's sake. The couple attended marriage counseling, where Tyrone expressed resentment over feeling overshadowed by Vanessa's success. By May 2017, Vanessa altered her life insurance policy to remove Tyrone as the beneficiary. However, the changes weren't finalized before her death. Digital forensics later uncovered Tyrone's frequent inquiries about the policy and his searches on life insurance claims. In a message to Darnell sent 3 weeks before her death, Vanessa expressed concerns that now seem ominously prescient. "I'm concerned about how Tyrone will react when he finds out about the changes I'm making. He's no longer the same man I married." The night of June 29, 2017, began as an unremarkable evening at 1542 Oakwood Drive. Vanessa Coleman returned home from a work meeting held at the Hampton Grove Marriott. Security footage showed her leaving the hotel at 10:45 p.m. in her 2016 BMW 528i. Her children, Marcus, Jasmine, and Kevin, were at their grandmother Martha Jackson's house, as was typical on Thursday nights when Vanessa worked late. Meanwhile, in the 3-car garage at the Coleman residence, Tyrone Coleman was giving a haircut to Jerome Washington, a regular customer of Fresh Cuts Barbershop for 5 years. Vanessa's brother, Darnell Jackson, was also present, having stopped by earlier to drop off paperwork related to their mother's upcoming surgery. Nearby security cameras recorded a white 2015 Dodge Charger driving slowly around the block 3 times between 1:30 and 1:45 a.m. According to statements provided to Detective James Morrison, the 3 men were chatting casually when an armed intruder entered through the side door of the garage. The perpetrator, described as approximately 6 feet 1 inch tall and dressed entirely in black with a ski mask, ordered Tyrone, Jerome, and Darnell to lie face down on the concrete floor. Crime scene photos captured markings on the floor consistent with their accounts. The assailant, later identified as Raymond Lee, demanded to know where a safe was located, though the witnesses could not agree on his exact words. Forensic analysis of the garage floor identified footprints from size 11 Nike Air Max shoes with a distinctive wear pattern on the right heel. These prints led from the side door to the interior door of the house. While the men remained in the garage, the intruder went directly to the master bedroom upstairs, bypassing several visible valuables, including Tyrone's Rolex watch on the kitchen counter and Vanessa's Louis Vuitton handbag in the foyer. The home's security logs indicated the alarm system was deactivated at 1:45 a.m. using the correct 6-digit code, a detail that would later prove significant. Dr. Sandra Phillips, the Hampton Grove medical examiner, reported that Vanessa was found in her bed wearing navy silk pajamas. A single gunshot wound to her right temple, fired from approximately 6 inches away, suggested the shooter was standing beside her. Ballistics identified the weapon as a .40 caliber Smith & Wesson handgun, which was not recovered. After the shooting, Tyrone placed a 911 call lasting 4 minutes and 23 seconds. According to operator Linda Martinez, his tone remained unusually calm as he described the home invasion. Voices in the background included Darnell repeatedly shouting, "Who would do this?" Paramedics Robert Chin and Maria Rodriguez arrived within 8 minutes, but their report noted that none of the 3 men had attempted any first aid, despite a fully stocked kit in the downstairs bathroom. Vanessa was pronounced dead at Hampton Grove Memorial Hospital at 2:47 a.m. In the aftermath, Tyrone appeared on local news channels, including WGN and WPHL, calling Vanessa a devout Christian woman and the love of my life. However, body language expert Dr. Michael Forbes described his delivery as overly rehearsed. At Vanessa's July 5, 2017, funeral, which over 300 people attended, some noted Tyrone's composed behavior. Patricia Williams, Vanessa's best friend and business partner, recalled that Tyrone spent much of the reception discussing her life insurance policy with his brother-in-law, instead of comforting his grieving children. 5 days after the murder, Detectives Morrison and Sarah Rodriguez began to uncover critical discrepancies. During a follow-up interview on July 4, 2017, Darnell mentioned that the intruder's voice reminded him of someone who had visited Fresh Cuts earlier that day. This prompted detectives to examine surveillance footage from nearby businesses around Tyrone's barbershop at 238 Main Street. Investigators discovered that Jerome Washington was connected to Raymond Lee, a 27-year-old with a criminal history that included armed robbery and assault. Surveillance footage from June 2017 showed Lee frequenting Fresh Cuts, though he was never seen getting a haircut. Cell phone tower data placed Lee's phone near the Coleman residence on the night of the murder. Financial records revealed Tyrone's growing debt between January and June 2017, including $23,000 in new credit card balances and a second mortgage on his barbershop, taken out without Vanessa's knowledge using falsified documents. Bank records showed unexplained cash withdrawals, totaling $155,000 in the weeks before the murder. Investigators learned that Lee had purchased a white 2015 Dodge Charger 3 weeks before the crime, matching the vehicle seen near the Coleman home. The car was later found abandoned at Philadelphia International Airport, with forensic analysis confirming shoe prints matching those found in the garage. A major breakthrough occurred when Maria Gonzalez, a cafe employee near Fresh Cuts, reported overhearing an argument between Tyrone and Jerome on June 25, 2017. She recalled Tyrone saying, "Once the insurance pays out, everyone gets their share." This statement aligned with Tyrone's repeated inquiries about Vanessa's life insurance policy before her death. Investigators also traced burner phones purchased from local stores to Tyrone, Jerome, and Lee's girlfriend, Ashley Martinez. The phones were used to communicate frequently in the week leading up to Vanessa's death, but ceased all activity afterward. On July 15, 2017, detectives carried out search warrants at the barbershop and Jerome Washington's apartment at 567 Pine Street. Inside Jerome's bedroom, they found a handwritten note listing payment allocations: 20,000 RL, 10,000 JW, along with specific dates. Handwriting analysis later confirmed the notes matched samples from Tyrone Coleman. Further investigation revealed Tyrone had meticulously tracked Vanessa's schedule in the weeks leading up to her death. Surveillance footage from multiple locations showed him trailing her to meetings and monitoring her movements. Forensic teams conducting a second sweep of her BMW discovered a GPS tracker installed on the vehicle. The Hampton Grove Police Department's anonymous tip line began receiving calls, including one from a former Fresh Cuts barbershop employee. The tipster reported seeing Tyrone meeting with a man resembling Raymond Lee in the shop's basement after hours. On July 28, 2017, after 6 hours of questioning at the police station, Jerome Washington finally confessed. In the presence of his lawyer, Michael Stevens, and detectives Morrison and Rodriguez, Jerome provided a detailed confession outlining the murder plot, which ultimately implicated both Tyrone Coleman and Raymond Lee. Jerome explained that Tyrone had approached him privately in March 2017 to discuss solving his Vanessa problem during a meeting in the basement of Fresh Cuts. According to Jerome's sworn statement, Tyrone had said, "I need her gone. With the insurance money, we can all start over." Initially framed as a botched robbery, the plan evolved into a deliberate murder scheme during subsequent meetings at locations like the Red Roof Inn on Highway 76 and a Denny's in nearby Westbrook. Jerome revealed Tyrone had selected Raymond Lee for the job after learning about his criminal background through an acquaintance at King's Corner Bar. Lee, who had served 3 years in prison for armed robbery, was known for handling illicit jobs in the area. Tyrone offered to pay $20,000 for the murder, with Jerome set to receive $10,000 for facilitating the connection and assisting in the staged robbery. Detectives recovered several voice recordings Jerome had secretly made on his Samsung Galaxy S8. In one, dated June 15, 2017, Tyrone could be heard giving precise instructions. "Once you're in, head straight upstairs, second door on the right. Make it quick and clean." Another recording captured Tyrone explaining how to deactivate the security system and detailing the house layout. Evidence showed Raymond Lee conducted surveillance of the Coleman home for 2 weeks before the murder, noting Vanessa's routines. Security footage confirmed Lee's white Dodge Charger trailing Vanessa's BMW on multiple occasions. Prepaid phones, bought at various stores, showed frequent communication between Lee and Tyrone. Financial records obtained through subpoenas showed Tyrone withdrew $110,000 in cash from ATMs between June 1 and June 28, 2017. These withdrawals were strategically kept under $2,000 to avoid detection. A safety deposit box at First National Bank contained $8,000 in cash, which Jerome identified as part of Lee's payment. On July 30, 2017, based on Jerome's cooperation and corroborating evidence, police arrested Tyrone at Fresh Cuts and Lee at his girlfriend's apartment in Philadelphia. Lee attempted to flee, but was captured with a .40 caliber Smith & Wesson handgun that matched ballistics from Vanessa's murder. During interrogation, Tyrone tried to downplay his role, claiming he only wanted to scare Vanessa into relinquishing financial control. However, text messages from a burner phone found in his barbershop safe contradicted his story. In one message to Lee, Tyrone wrote, "No witnesses. Make it look random, but make sure she doesn't survive." As part of his cooperation, Jerome wore a wire during a meeting with Tyrone at a local coffee shop on July 25, 2017. In the recorded conversation, Tyrone made incriminating remarks, including urging Jerome to stick to their story about the home invasion. He also expressed anger over Vanessa changing her life insurance beneficiary, saying, "This would have been worth it if she hadn't changed that damn policy." The investigation's most damning evidence came from Ashley Martinez, Raymond Lee's girlfriend. She provided a video taken without the men's knowledge, showing Tyrone, Jerome, and Lee meeting at her apartment on June 20, 2017. In the footage, the men discussed the murder's timing, method, and other specifics. Tyrone Coleman's trial began on January 15, 2018, at the Hampton Grove County Courthouse, presided over by Judge Maria Hernandez. District Attorney Robert Chin presented a meticulously constructed case that revealed one of the community's most shocking betrayals. Jerome Washington testified for 3 days, providing a detailed account of the murder plot. His recordings and the video from Ashley Martinez were pivotal evidence. The jury watched in silence as the footage showed Tyrone calmly planning his wife's murder like a business deal. Raymond Lee, testifying as part of a plea agreement, provided the final pieces of the puzzle. He described how Tyrone had supplied the house layout, security codes, and clear instructions to ensure Vanessa didn't survive, presenting it as a robbery. On March 2, 2018, after just 4 hours of deliberation, the jury found Tyrone Coleman guilty of first-degree murder, conspiracy, and solicitation. During sentencing on March 15th, Judge Hernandez condemned Tyrone's actions before sentencing him to life in prison without parole. Raymond Lee received a 20-year sentence as part of his plea deal, while Jerome Washington was sentenced to 15 years. Both agreed to testify in any related future cases. Marcus, 15, Jasmine, 12, and Kevin, 9, were placed in the custody of their grandmother, Martha Jackson, who was awarded full guardianship and control of the Children's Trust, funded by Vanessa's life insurance. Vanessa's business partner, Patricia Williams, set up a college fund in her memory, contributing a portion of the company's profits. The tragedy profoundly impacted Hampton Grove. Fresh Cuts, once a community cornerstone, sat vacant for months before being sold. The Coleman residence at 1542 Oakwood Drive remained unsold, its pristine exterior concealing the horrors that had occurred inside.